G7 leaders will get a surprise visit from Ukrainian President Zelensky.
President Volodymyr Zelensky plans to join the G7 summit.
G7 leaders are starting their summit in Hiroshima with promises of new sanctions against Russia over its war in Ukraine.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is set to attend the G7 summit in Japan in person, according to officials familiar with his plans. The G7 bloc has also announced new sanctions aimed at Russia's war machine. This surprise trip will be Zelensky's first visit to Asia since the war began and will provide an opportunity for him to meet with key allies, such as U.S. President Joe Biden, as well as the leaders of powerful unaligned nations like Brazil and India, who have also been invited to the summit. Initially, Zelensky was expected to address the gathering via video link on Sunday. However, the importance of the decisions to be made at the summit, along with the need to defend Ukraine's interests, prompted Zelensky's decision to make a physical appearance. Secretary of the National Security Council of Ukraine, Oleksii Danilov, emphasized the essential nature of the president's presence. While the exact timing of Zelensky's trip remains unclear, an informed source in Hiroshima confirmed that he is now expected to attend. Zelensky recently embarked on a European tour, appealing for military support ahead of an anticipated spring offensive. The Hiroshima summit will provide an opportunity for Zelensky to once again advocate for modern US-made fighter jets and advocate for tougher sanctions on Russia. In line with this, the United States and its G7 allies have announced new measures targeting Moscow's lucrative diamond trade, as well as entities linked to the invasion of Ukraine. The G7 aims to tighten existing sanctions, close loopholes, and impose punitive restrictions on more Russian firms and their international partners. A senior U.S. administration official revealed that around 70 entities from Russia and other countries will be added to a U.S. blacklist. Additionally, there will be approximately 300 new sanctions against individuals, entities, vessels, and aircraft. As the G7 considers how to collectively disrupt Russia's $4 to $5 billion annual diamond trade, including through advanced tracking methods, the UK has announced its own ban on Russian diamonds. London has also targeted imports of aluminum, copper, and nickel. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak affirmed the G7's unity and support for Ukraine, stating, "As today's sanctions announcements demonstrate, the G7 remains unified in the face of the threat from Russia and steadfast in our support for Ukraine." The G7 is unlikely to impose a complete ban on Russian diamonds at this stage. Nevertheless, the summit will convey a strong determination to take action. The EU Council President Charles Michel declared, "Russian diamonds are not forever. We will restrict trade." Belgium, along with India and the United Arab Emirates, is among the largest wholesale buyers of Russian diamonds, while the United States is a significant end market for the finished product. There is some debate among economists about the extent to which G7 and other sanctions have impacted Russia's war effort. The Russian economy contracted by 2.1% in 2022, a trend that continued into the early months of this year. However, Moscow has swiftly adapted by implementing stringent capital controls, redirecting trade to allies like China, and reportedly adopting evasion techniques from countries frequently subjected to sanctions, such as Cuba, Iran, and North Korea. The International Monetary Fund has projected a modest 0.7% economic rebound for Russia in 2023. In addition to discussions about Ukraine, the G7 members will also focus on China throughout the three-day meetings. The objective is to diversify critical supply chains away from China and safeguard sectors against economic coercion. European countries, however, emphasize that this does not imply severing ties with China, as it remains one of the world's largest markets. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz stated that not a single country is pursuing decoupling from China. Instead, the goal is to organize global supply relations, trade, and investment in a way that reduces risks associated with dependence on individual countries. Apart from discussions on Ukraine and China, The G7 leaders also paid a visit to Hiroshima's Peace Park Memorials and Museum. They had the opportunity to witness the evidence of the suffering and devastation caused by the 1945 atomic bombing of the city. In a poignant moment, they laid wreaths at the Hiroshima Kenotaph, which serves as a commemoration for the estimated 140,000 people who lost their lives in the attack and its aftermath. Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who hails from Hiroshima, has been advocating for nuclear disarmament to be a prominent topic on the agenda. However, with Russia issuing thinly veiled threats regarding the use of nuclear weapons and China steadily expanding its arsenal, there appears to be little appetite for reducing stockpiles at this time. The G7 summit in Japan holds significant importance as it brings together world leaders to address pressing global issues. For President Zelensky, it presents an opportunity to garner support for Ukraine's ongoing conflict and strengthen ties with key allies. The new sanctions targeting Russia's war machine demonstrate the commitment of the G7 to hold Russia accountable for its actions. As the summit progresses, it will become clearer how the G7 intends to tackle the challenges posed by Russia, China, and other critical issues on the global stage. In conclusion, President Zelensky's decision to attend the G7 summit in Japan in person signifies the importance of the decisions to be made and the need to defend Ukraine's interests. The G7's announcement of new sanctions against Russia's war machine further highlights their determination to address the ongoing conflict. As discussions on Ukraine, China, and other global issues take center stage, the world will be watching closely to see how the G7 leaders navigate these challenges and work towards promoting peace, stability, and prosperity on the international stage. And with that, we come to the end of today's update. We encourage you to share your thoughts on this pressing issue. What actions do you believe the international community should take to address the situation in Ukraine and Russia's aggressive actions? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on global events. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.